What's going on, guys? It's Colin here for Next Gen Tactics. This gameplay is some conquest on Operation Metro coming out of the dreaded US spawn. As you can see, I'm bunny hopping along because a tip I recently picked up is that makes me go faster. Why am I talking about that, you ask? Well, that is because, once again, this week I am not presenting to you an official Battlefield 3 strategy series video. But that series is going to continue next week, and I've enlisted the help of a world-class competitive Battlefield 3 player to help me improve my game, and we're going to share tips with you guys to help you improve at whatever level you happen to play at. So if you're a weekend warrior that goes into some pub lobbies with friends, or if you are, playing more competitively in tournaments, that sort of thing, I think that the tips provided are going to help every level of player, and I'm really excited about this series. Now, this is something that I'd hoped to get off the ground in Bad Company 2, never materialized, unfortunately, but I definitely have the commitment and the support to make this happen now. So, starting next week, that is the video series I'm going to be bringing you here for BF3, and I've changed my gameplay around substantially in the past week or two. I've gone from having completely fouled up ideas around sensitivity and mouse settings and that sort of thing to running at a much lower sensitivity, and it's helped me out a ton. Now, obviously, this is a work in progress, as I always am when it comes to, my level as a player, but now that I've dropped the sensitivity down, I've found that my accuracy has improved. It's taken some adjustment because I was used to such a high DPI that I could do everything with subtle wrist movements, and now, I'm into a situation where I have to use my whole forearm, and it's totally foreign to me. So, as most of you know, I started PC gaming back in last year, basically, having taken a huge hiatus off of it from, basically my college days, which were back in the 90s, to last year. So, it's an uphill battle for me, but I'm improving, and I'm hoping that this series of videos that I'm going to be able to now bring you with the help of this individual will also help you improve, and that's the whole point of Next Gen Tactics, right? For me, anyway. And when I first started playing Call of Duty, I turned to NGT for some tips and how to improve and how to play certain game types. Well, that's what I'm going to do here for Battlefield 3, and I've been having a ton of fun playing this game again. I've had my ups and downs with BF3, but right now, knowing that I have so much to improve upon, and now sort of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel of the things that I was doing wrong and things I can do to get better, I've been playing this game a ton more with a lot of enthusiasm. So, not to say it's the only game I'm going to play, but certainly excited about this. So, now I'll talk a little bit more about the gameplay. So the interesting part of the gameplay is probably behind us at this point now that we've managed to push out of our spawn, cap the B flag, and basically push these guys outside. I thought this was a nifty little play in dropping out of the third story window, managing to not die. I have no idea how I did that. And then, shooting that enemy as he attempted to knife my teammate. I'm completely out of ammo in my primary right now, so I'm trying to just entice this support fellow to give me some ammo, or lady, whatever it happened to be. And I'm going to do some kit switching as I defend this A flag, but, just doing whatever I have to do. And so this is kind of my gameplay as it sits today. This is the starting point, and I'm really hoping that there's going to be some marked improvements. Now, in order to take a few steps forward, I know that there's going to be a few steps taken backwards along the way. Had a conversation with my quote-unquote coach, if you will, and I'm going to reveal his identity next Monday. Some of you may already know who I'm talking about, but maybe not. Anyway, he's given me some stuff to work on this week, and it involves key bindings. So that is totally going to mess me up. I'm sure that it's going to be very, very interesting, whatever gameplay footage I manage to get this week in order for us to discuss and have our first episode. But I really do think that it's going to help all levels of players, and I'm looking forward to it. And I've said that about 3 or 4 or 5 times now. Hipfire for the win. Trying to find a gun that's nice and comfy, but realized that the M416 that I had is probably the best choice. and there is some M320 spam in this. I do apologize for that, but these guys were kind of sitting back, and once we had them all capped, they were nade spamming and 320 spamming us. So I decided to return fire, and I make no apologies for it. So, for those of you that have kind of criticized my gameplay, which is absolutely, totally valid, because as I said, I've never claimed to be the best, but I'm always trying to improve. And as I learn things, I try and share them with you. Well, I really think that this series is going to accelerate that. And if you're not a fan of my gameplay, then bear with me, because, watch I would like to consider myself sort of an above-average weekend warrior pub stomper. I have a better than 2 win-loss ratio. I win 2/3 of my gunfights. My KD is like 1.5, something like that. And statistics are not really that important, but I intend to use them as a benchmark for tracking my improvement. So my accuracy will hopefully get better. My score per minute will hopefully go up. All of those things, my objective score per minute, etc., etc., etc. And so, I think it's going to be great. And I have lots of stuff to work on. My focus this week has been adjusting to the sensitivity changes and working with finding a gun that I'm comfortable with, that I enjoy using. And I've settled sort of on the M16A3. I think that it's a fantastic gun. It's versatile. It excels at all ranges. It's not the best at close quarters. It's not the best at long range, but it's a workhorse and a good all-around weapon, which is something you want to look for, if you have a varied playstyle like myself. If you like to push but occasionally sit back, etc. So the M16 is what I'm rocking on the Assault Kit, and the M4A1 on the Engineer Kit. So there's going to be a lot of gameplay with those weapons. If you're looking for weapon variety, then this series might not provide it, but, within the Assault Kit, I think that my favorite guns in order are the M16A3, the AEK 971, and the L85A2. And depending on the situation, I will opt for the L85 over the over the AEK, over the M16. But I can never go wrong with the M16. So there's going to be a lot of gameplay with that as I sort of adjust and get my feet under me. But I am sort of, for the first week at least, going to be playing Conquest on Grand Bazaar quite a bit, and that's the map we've agreed to work on. That's the gameplay that I'm going to try and get, so I'm going to be rocking Assault, Engineer, and I mean, those are my 2 favorite kits. I'm not a big support player, I'm not a big recon player. Assault and Engineer are sort of equal in my arsenal as far as what I play when I'm playing BF3. When I'm dealing with infantry, I love being Assault, and on maps with a lot of vehicles, obviously Engineer is a must. So for the purpose of improvement and consistency, it's going to be a lot of Engineer and Assault with the M16 and the M4A1, which are fantastic weapons. They also happen to be the starter weapons for the US faction. Now, you have to get your first service star on any given kit in order to be able to use the opposite faction's weapons. And I think that, if Assault and Engineer suit your playstyle, then that's a worthy investment. Put the time in and rank up your Assault kit, or medic kit, whatever you want to call it, or your Engineer kit, so that you can use the same weapon on both sides. And if you can do that and find a weapon that works for you, then working with that gun, most of the time, you're going to learn the recoil, you're going to get on target faster, you're going to win more gunfights. So, a lot of people sort of think that variety is the spice of life, and it is. It is. Like, I love playing around with a bunch of different weapons in this game, but for the purposes of this exercise of me working with a pro to get better, I'm going to limit my range of weapons that I play with. So, hopefully you guys dig it, and I really am looking forward to this. Hopefully you'll be supportive of the way that I'm going to continue this BF3 series. We're going to talk about, basic gameplay tactics. We're going to talk about maps, everything. We're going to talk about everything. We can do this forever. So that's it for me this week, guys. Cheers. We'll talk soon. Can't wait till next Monday.